Hey guys, Dan here with Daniel's Trains. How you doing today? I got some good news and I got some bad news. Which one do you want first? Let's start with the good news. My wife bought me a present. You might get a little bit of a kick out of this. I'll have to hold them up real close. I got them here for you. Hopefully you can see these. What you're looking at there is two scooters, a motorcyclist, and a motorcycle without anyone driving it. Somebody 3D'd these, and well, my wife found them and thought it'd be a good idea to get them for me. So thanks, honey, I appreciate it, right? Last Sunday was a horrible day. One of the worst days I've had in a long time, and I'm about to tell you why. You know, and everything's going really good, everything's going smoothly, no problems, you're having a good time, and then boom, it happens, something goes sour on you. Well, it went sour on me last week. Now, this strip of railway I have behind me here is an inch from the edge of the layout. And I've got a return loop. I don't think I'll be able to see it, maybe just a little. This return loop here, the train got to this corner here. It went by this corner 4 times. I was standing right here watching it. Watching the train doing the whole layout. Down here, across, back up and around 4 times. I didn't have any problems running that train. I was listening to the engine run. I made the bell and the whistle go off. I was having a good time, right? Right here, okay? Now, I don't know if you believe in the Grim Reaper. You know, it's that tall, black-covered fellow with the shekel. Yeah. I think he reached over and went pop, pushed on my locomotive on the 5th time, and that locomotive fell right here, right on the ground. Went boom. Now, I'll tell you what happened. I turned my back like this to get something over here, and it went boom. I looked back. The train is on the ground. The front bogies, the trucks are off the train. The snowplow that's in the front is gone. And I'm standing here, I'm devastated. Oh my God, I just got this thing. And everything else that goes through your head, right? So I go down there and I pick it up and I bring it back up over here and take a closer inspection. Well, it looks like I've got all the parts and the suspension, the part that keeps it clipped inside the plane, there's a crack. It's hinged, it's almost coming off. I took some CA and I glued it back into position. The wheels should turn. I don't know how solid that was going to be. So since last Sunday, I've been standing here with the train. As far as I'm concerned, we're going to have to order parts for. Well, lo and behold, I went in today, 6 days later, and he took a look at it and he had it back together and told me they're designed to come apart that way. Because he took the front bogie off, the rear trucks off, let's use the right words. He was just taking it and he was just pulling on it and it comes out and I went, I don't know. Yeah, he says, yeah, it's designed to come apart like that because in the factory they put the train together and then another team takes the trucks and snaps them into place. I went, oh, okay. But instead of snapping it into place, what he did for me is he took it apart, slipped it in there, put it all together again, so we wouldn't put no pressure on that area that I glued. And it still works. Everything works on it. So that's the truck that fell off. And that little snow plow in the front, that's a snow plow, believe it or not, right there. Now that piece there came off. Of course, it must have hit the ground like this, then fell flat. Well, the locomotive was pointing south. So I moved every box I have underneath my layout out of the way, checked every box, in every box, then got my handheld vacuum cleaner and I vacuumed every square inch of the floor. There was a lot of dust and debris from building the layout, right? So I'm sucking all this up and I bring it over to the table here. And I open it up and I spread it on the table and I'm going through it piece by piece by piece by piece. Just like that. I couldn't find it. Oh my God. It was the only piece I had was missing. The only piece missing. So I'm going to go down there. I'm going to show you where. I was vacuuming all the floor underneath the table. I went, took a break. I came back down on the other half over here. I started from here. Now I went another 3 or 4 feet out that way. And somehow that part ended up from here, right there. That's about 13 feet away, right there. Right there. I sucked it up with a vacuum cleaner. I just saw a little color by the side of my eye go into the vacuum cleaner, and I thought, no way. So I come back here right away and empty it out. Sure enough, I sucked the part up. What, it flew all the way down there. Yeah. So don't be discouraged if you drop small parts, because just because the part is pointing a certain direction, it may bounce off your clothing and go a totally different direction. Just take your time, pull out the vacuum cleaner. I find that's the easiest way to find anything. You'll suck it up, go through it, you'll find it. So I found it. I glued back on. Now in the back of the locomotive, you see these two little black things here. This one popped off while I was handling it. So obviously when it hit the ground, it got jarred loose. So I took some sticky glue, which is new to me, and I kind of like this stuff. And I put some on the hole, and I slipped a piece back on. Then I took a small brush and cleaned up all the residue around it. And you'll never notice that I glued that. You'd never know I glued that. Pretty cool, eh? Anyway, the moral of the story is, if you like your stuff, don't take chances. I should have known better. Now, another thing I noticed, absolutely nothing. The rails, nothing broke off. I still have, all the rails are intact. Everything is still there, front and back. Nothing broke. You know, like, thank you very much, right? So anyway, a lesson to be taught, but don't teach yourself that lesson. If you're going to run a train, don't run it beside the edge of a table. If you have to shorten up the track or lengthen it to get the track into the table some more, this loop is temporary. It's just there so I can use the track. Matter of fact, these tracks will end up coming much closer together, leaving me a lot more room on each side. And like I said, the only reason why they're out there is so we can put an 11-inch loop on the end so I can run the track. So what am I going to do now? Well, I either, like I said, I got to expand this side of the table 5 inches all the way down, or I remove a track from the back and add a track here to bring the track, squeeze it in a little narrower. Now, I actually wouldn't mind them being a little closer, then I can put some scenery on the outside edge. The way the track is going around the side edge right now, it ain't going to offer much scenery. So having the track a little closer together, I think will allow me to put more scenery in around the outside edge. Because right now, I can't do anything with the outside edge. It's really close. As you can see in the bottom of the picture there, that's it. I got a 1/2 inch here and I got a 1/2 inch here. Because the radius, 11-inch radius is 22 and the boards are 24. So roughly a little less than 2 inches on each side to play with. Which was actually something I wasn't even thinking about when I set this track up. I was just thinking, I'm going to use that 11-inch radius here so I can use the track and go around. What I should have done is put it down here, keep the train on that side of the layout, and build this side of the layout. So don't get ahead of yourself, guys. Just slow down a bit. There's a bit of planning involved. Most of this layout, I'm swinging it. There's no planning. There's no PDF to follow. Nobody's layout. I'm doing my own thing. And I will make it down there, but I'm not rushing it. I still, like I said in my previous videos, I'm focusing on track layout first. Then I'll come in and start figuring out what I want to do for scenery. Now, I went and ordered a Walters kit. And you know what? I forget what I ordered. Something to do with some electrical company. It's N scale anyway. It's a building. So what I'm starting to notice now, see if I can swing you around here. Can you see that track there? Where is that track? Yep, right there. Right here. I've got a switch there that's going to bring a track out here. And I can put an industrials building there. Right in here. And then having the track come out, possibly going down the middle here and coming back and ending somewhere, or just end it right there. Just come out at 2 more lengths, put my industrial building here, and make a small industrial center right there. Put a hill over here on the side, build something up in the corner. That kind of thing. I received a package the other day. My wife ordered a, I don't know, they call it a microwave table. Just to put some of our utilities into it because we have very little room upstairs. And a bunch of styrofoam came in with the packaging like it usually does. And I've got that over there. So I'm not too sure. I haven't really worked with the styrofoam before, gluing it. Some people do. I know it's messier than using the pink foam. But, as you know, it's pretty expensive. Now, I'm also collecting cardboard. Like we get Amazon deliveries. And keeping the cardboard, because some people use the cardboard to make the shape they want. And they cover that shape with the cloth. And some of it makes for really, really nice hills and stuff. And then on YouTube, I also seen people using a 4x8 sheet of pink foam, 2 inches thick. I don't know how they do it. I mean, that stuff is not cheap. I mean, I'd love to get 4 or 5 sheets of that and sit here and start building stuff, but it's got to come from somewhere, right? While I was in the shop today, I picked up 2 more little guys. These were $10 a piece. I thought it was quite reasonable compared to what, some of the new ones are going for. Yeah, they're twins. Now, they're not Canadian Railway, as you can see. Western Maryland. They have steel wheels. They're in perfect, pristine condition. The detailing on them are excellent. So I don't know what these would have been worth brand new in the day, but I pick all my stuff up used, $10 a pop. Sometimes I get them for $5 a pop, depending what I want to pick up. Now I noticed they do have some freight cars in the shop right now, some of these freight cars. Of all the Canadian provinces, they're really sweet. They're white with the flag, the provinces they're really nice, but they're $30 a pop. But I may pick up an Ontario one. We'll see what happens with that. That's something I want to pick up over time, but you can't take too much time because they only make a run for so long and then they stop them, right? Another thing I was looking at this morning. Got this bad boy here. It's in excellent condition. I think it's around 32 years old. I picked it up brand new off somebody that was selling his business out, retiring or whatever, $27. And it works perfectly. And I might look into turning it into DCC, just to have a DCC HO locomotive. I don't have a track layout for it right now, but I got enough track to build something up here somewhere or up in here about 2 feet over the top, put in some track, an oval or something, just so I can run it once in a while. Because it's no good if you let them sit for too long. They all get sort of weird after a while. And like I said, it's in perfect condition. So anyway, that's something else I might do. So I haven't added to the track layout this week. I've been a little busy dropping that train, or that train falling off the table the way it did, set me back big time. So I didn't come down here at all last week. I was just, I guess to be honest with you, I was just upset that it happened in the first place. You don't want stuff like that to happen. So keep your locomotive, keep your equipment away from the edge of that table. And don't trust gravity. I'm going to say it. Don't trust gravity. It just doesn't pay. Okay? I think that's all I have for you today, guys. I wish I had a longer video for you. But I don't know what your attention span is. I find 15 minutes, 16, 17 minutes, maybe even 20 minutes is a good run. I think I'm going to leave you with this today. Remember, keep your locomotive safe. Stay away from the edge of that track. I was really lucky this time that it actually didn't break to the point where they would have to keep it for a couple of weeks, ordering some parts and cost me big money. And it didn't. So thank God for that. Keep your rolling stock away from the edge of the table. Treat that as if it's going to fall over like right now. Be safe with it. And I'm Dan. This is Daniel's Trains. We'll be back again with another episode. Take care and thank you for watching.